As you saw in my last video, I covered the future Australian surface fleet. But how would I have designed the future fleet? I have several issues with the future Australian surface fleet, but particularly its lack of vertical launch cells. Our future fleet will have 11 upgraded Mogami class frigates and 6 Hunter class heavy frigates, or light destroyers. What are the differences or similarities between these ships? In terms of main weapons, both ships have a 5-inch main gun, both ships have 8 anti-ship missiles, and both ships have 32 Mark 41 vertical launch cells. So we have 11 5,000-ton ships with 32 vertical launch cells as our second tier warships, and we have 6 8,000-ton ships with 32 vertical launch systems as our tier 1 warships. We will not have any large ships with high VLS cells, to something equivalent to a Chinese or American destroyer. Our warships don't pack enough strike missiles, meaning in a ship-to-ship confrontation, our warships are not on par with our rivals or counterparts. So how would I plan the future of our fleet, accounting for these realities and with an increased naval budget, as Australia desperately needs to increase our budget? There are two different fleet styles of fleet composition I could go for. The first fleet style would be the two-tier approach. The easiest way would be to build 2 to 3 Hunter-class ships with the original 32 vertical launch cells, as adding more would delay the ship's production times. Also, the Navy needs new ships in the water fast. But I would have the second batch of 3 Hunter-class ships be built with extra missile launchers. BAE Systems has actually made an upgraded model of the Hunter class with a total of 96 vertical launch cells. It features 64 extra cells in the midship to replace the multi-mission bay. After this, we should build another 3 ships for a total of 9 Hunters, which I was rename as Hunter class destroyers. So it would operate 3 underarmed Hunter class ships, which we could later upgrade, and 6 Hunter-class guided missile destroyers with extra missile launchers. I would increase production of the Mogami class to 12 ships. This way our production lines will continue to build warships and hone their skills. I'd also attempt to sell more upgraded Mogami class frigates to foreign countries like New Zealand or others. The other approach to Australia's naval fleet is a 3-tier warship program. We would build 12 upgraded Mogami, 6 Hunter-class ships, and 3 large surface combatants with high VLS numbers and ballistic missile defense. There are several different options for this heavy combat ship addition. We could try and buy foreign warships which are currently in production. Several options include: the Japanese Maya-class destroyer is the most unlikely option, as the ships have ended production, but there still could be a chance production starts up again. They have 96 vertical launch cells and are very capable combat ships. The US Navy Arleigh Burke class Flight 3 destroyers. It's based on an old but capable design with new combat systems and sensors. The US Navy is building 6 Flight 3 ships and will most likely build several more. They have 96 vertical launch cells, and this is most likely the ship we would acquire. The Korean Sejong the Great class destroyers are massive 12,000-ton ships. They are some of the strongest ships in the world, with currently 2 under construction for the Korean Navy. They have a massive 128 vertical launch cells and 16 anti-ship missiles. This would cost a lot, but it would pay off with enhanced missile numbers. The other option is Australia waits for a future combat ship from another country. The future British Type 83 design could be the pick. The design has not been finalized, but it has been suggested it could be based on the Type 26 frigate design, with an increased missile cells and better combat systems. If this is announced, we could build them here in Australia, as we are already going to be familiar with the Type 26 with the Hunter class. We could build the Type 83 after the Hunters have finished production. Another idea is the future Japanese AS-EV cruisers. These ships will have 128 vertical launch cells and they'll have ballistic missile defenses. They will be the best surface combatants in the world. Japan intends to build 2 and hopes the last ship will be commissioned in 2028. So if we were to order 3 ships, we could theoretically get the first ship in the late 2020s or the early 2030s. This would be a great procurement program, but these ships will cost a lot, around 7 billion USD. The next design is the US Navy's DDGX program, a destroyer ship designed to replace the Tindriconda class and the older Arleigh Burke class ships. These ships could enter service in the early 2030s, but it is feared they could be cancelled or delayed. The US would want to procure as many as they could, so it would be difficult for Australia to get some off the production line. They would feature 96 vertical launch cells and could weigh around 13,000 tons. So in this 3-tier future fleet, we could see 3 large surface combatants with high VLS numbers, 6 Hunter-class ships, and 12 Megami-class ships. This fleet would give the Australian Navy a powerful fleet capable of operating warships to fight all kinds of threats at sea, and it would give our Navy much needed extra strike missile platforms. So what do you think is the best ship program? The 2-tier ship approach with 9 upgraded Hunter-class destroyers and 12 upgraded Megami-class frigates? Or the 3-tier approach with 3 heavy surface combatants, 6 Hunter-class and 12 upgraded Megamis?